What up, everybody? Raising Kanan Season 3, Episode 6. Rock told Marvin the same line from the Season 3 trailer. Some people are here to be doctors, lawyers, ball players. I'm here to move weight. It's who I am, it's what I do. Signifying that Rock is ready to get back into the game. This is after she tried buying a building and trying her hand as a landlord, only to be extorted by some crooked cops who went and busted out her windows, only to pull up on Rock the next day and try to force her to pay them to watch over the building. Then things got even worse when the beauty salon called Rock to let her know that there was a terrible leak which caused flooding. Rock asked the lady why she didn't call a plumber, but the lady let Rock know that that's the landlord's responsibility to call the plumber, not the tenant. So as Rock was sitting outside her building with the workers working on the leak and the flood, Marvin pulled up to see what Rock was doing. And this was when she let him know that it was time to get back into the game, that she don't know nothing about being a landlord, but she's good at that other work. And I already expected this before she even said it, but like she told Marvin, a big part of the reason why she wanted out the game is because she had no operation to return to after the Italians blew her operation up. So being shot mixed with the thought of rebuilding from ground zero was too overwhelming for Rock at the time for her to want to be back in the game. But it looks like she's to the point where she got no choice, because it seems like that investment into that building is burning a hole into her pocket right now. Keep in mind, episode 5, Joyce told Lou that Rock isn't even giving her any money anymore. Then the next day, Rock and Marvin went to see Stefano at his fish shop to let him know that they were ready to take over Unique's operation. And when Stefano agreed, he let Rock know one thing. Now that you're in, there's only one way out. So Rock got back into the game, knowing that it could cost her her life if she wants out again. This is very similar to the situation that Ghost found himself in on Power Season 2. Season 1, his organization was under attack from the inside from Kanan that caused all kinds of problems. But one problem that had nothing to do with Kanan was when a girl bought some bad coke at the club and almost died in the bathroom because of it. This caused the cops to come into Truth calling James Jimmy, threatening to shut down Truth. But we all know how invested Ghost was into this club. Keep in mind, he even took money out of his savings behind Tasha's back to open the club. And Ghost didn't have enough clean money to be able to buy a new location, re-license, and start over. So at the time, Ghost paid the two cops to get them to leave him alone. But at the end of Season 1, Kanan sent pink sneakers to take out Ghost, and her final opportunity was sneaking into Truth and taking her shot at Ghost. But pink sneakers missed and shot Holly instead. Later that night, Ghost ran into the same cops calling him Jimmy, and they told him they were afraid they were going to have to shut Truth down. Prior to this, earlier in the Season 1 finale, Lobos had abducted Ghost and Tommy to have a meeting with them because the US government was tracking his every move, and he had to use extra precaution. During this meeting, Lobos asked Ghost and Tommy to move more than double their normal amount because his West Coast operation was compromised. And I believe he was talking about Mecca getting arrested and running his mouth. But at this time, of course, Tommy agreed with the quickness to take on the extra weight, while Ghost was hesitant because he said they didn't have the infrastructure to move that kind of weight. And he didn't want to make any kind of promises to Lobos that they couldn't keep, knowing it would cost them their lives. But once the club got shut down and Ghost found out it was going to take a lot of money to get it back open, without even thinking about it, without adding a single distro, and without even working things out with the RSK, Ghost went ahead and made that move to take on the extra weight. And just like Rock told Marvin that she's here to move weight, that's what she does, Ghost told Lobos that he'll be the biggest drug dealer in New York City. Prior to this, much like Rock in Raising Kanan Season 3, Ghost was trying to low-key distance himself from the game by giving Tommy more responsibility, saying things like, they are two men, but they speak with one mind, and Tommy runs the streets while Ghost cleans the money. But Ghost facing financial adversity with his club, much like Rock facing financial adversity with her building, caused Ghost to double down and get deeper into the game than he had ever been. And we know from that point forward, Ghost was stuck in the game for the entire series, with his number one goal of finding a way out. And that didn't come until the very end when he was either killed by Tariq or he faked his death. I know it's a polarizing topic, so I said both. Either though I personally believe that Ghost is still alive. But Stefano said the exact same thing to Rock when she told him that she was back in. He told her, now that you're back in, there's only one way out. And that is talking about through death. So is this possibly foreshadowing Rock's death? Keep in mind that in episode 2, when Stefano abducted Rock and Unique, he showed Rock an oven and said that he uses that to get rid of his problems. And I know they didn't show us that oven for no reason. So the only question is, who's going into that furnace? Will it be Stefano himself or will it be Rock? Going back to power again, keep in mind of all the bosses that Ghost took out along the way in his attempt to finally leave the game. Lobos, Milan, and Jason Mitchell. 3 powerful bosses Ghost killed just to try to get out the game. Then there was also the line from Tommy Egan when he told Ruiz that them going from corner boys to having the biggest shop in New York City was just another way for Ghost to get out. So I got to ask the question, was Ghost killing his first boss, Breeze, his first step in the direction to get out the game? So at some point we could see Rock making similar moves, possibly starting with Stefano. Keeping in mind the contrary reports about Rock from OG Power. One, Kanan lying to Ghost and Tommy when he said he went to see his moms and came straight to see them. And the other being at the time of Kanan's death, when it said that he had no remaining living next to kin. This could be telling us that Rock goes out similar to Ghost, that she will either be killed trying to get out the game, or she will fake her death to finally make it out. And if Rock fakes her death, this could explain how Kanan went to see his mother, and the news report still said that he had no living next to kin. Either though it was never shown, because he went to see Jarita and they showed that. So that's why many people think that Kanan was simply lying. Because we don't know if Kanan will ever bring up Rock around Ghost and Tommy for them to even know who she is. Especially because the fact that right now Kanan and Rock aren't on the best terms. And things are only going to get worse as they become each other's competition. Another possibility could be that Rock eventually goes into Witsec, similar to what happened with Tasha St. Patrick. This could be another parallel between Kanan and Tariq, that they both have mothers who eventually ended up in Witsec. Getting me to Rock getting back to work. She told Stefano that she is done doing things the way that she was doing them before, that she's going to change things up now. And we know the first way that she's going to change things up is switching from the coke/crack game to the heroin game. Like I mentioned earlier, Rock's entire operation was wiped out in Season 2, as well as most of her crew. So will Rock try to move her product out the Chinese restaurant like they were trying to make Unique do? Or will they let Rock run her operation her own way? With Kanan already having a system in place, it does look like Kanan and Ronnie's side will start with an advantage over Rock and Marvin. But Marvin already started moving coke uptown, so I think that will be where Rock moves her operation to. Most likely trying to plug in celebrities and rich people. Because when I looked up the heroin demographics from the early 90s, it was rich people and celebrities, as well as young people, with the average user only being 19 years old. So if I had to guess, Kanan and Ronnie will run the streets and turn a lot of kids into junkies in the process, while Marvin and Rock move their business uptown to more high-end clientele. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.